Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for waking up with Bunny. I am so excited you're here. I have my water. I've already had my coffee, so I am wired for sound and ready to tackle the internet with you. Woohoo! How is everyone this morning? Kicking ass and taking names is what I say. Let's jump in. Let's see what's going on this morning, shall we? I had to crack up because I had a comment on yesterday's video that was, I'm just here for the t-shirts, which I totally respect. So I had to bring out my I Love Hot Dads t-shirt just for you guys. Let's see here. Oh man. Oh, I could be there now. That would be okay with me. All right. Perfect. If game didn't work on girls, they wouldn't object to it so fervently. Nagging turns me off. I'd tell you to fuck off. That only works with girls with low self-esteem. But it does work, which is why they object. Good morning. Good morning. I am so tickled you're here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. You are a rock star. Let's talk about this. So, game works on healthy girls, which is a great way to differentiate the girls that you're meeting and kind of call them out a little bit. Because let's face it, damaged girls can be fun in bed, but they can also blow your entire life up. So you have to be cautious. You have to be cautious. So if the negging is working, if the game is working, if your strategies for picking up girls and attracting girls that we talk about so frequently are working, that is a great sign that she is not a damaged dumpster fire. Okay, so good on you if the strategies are working, because that is a good sign that she at least is a normal girl and not completely destroyed. And by damaged women, listen, the sad thing about damaged women is oftentimes they are damaged from no fault of their own in a lot of ways, from an early history of sexual abuse, of inappropriate attention too early in life, kind of things that just cause them to grow up too fast or have an unhealthy or strange relationship to sex. This is what we mean by damaged women. The problem with damaged women is you can't save them. And it's really oftentimes not their fault. So it kind of sucks with a side of suck, but damaged women still do not respond in the normal way to things like game, to the normal stuff that works on normal girls. You just want to avoid. And then you actually save yourself a lot of trouble. Fort Worth and I have actually done podcasts about this as well. Like, the game does not work on damaged girls, and why you shouldn't be Captain Save-A-Ho, for lack of a better way to put it, with damaged women. Just because you see a damaged woman and think, I can help, oftentimes what actually happens, and I mean like 99.99% of the time, you don't pull her out of it. She actually pulls you down into her drama and trauma. So it's just not a great long-term strategy to date or be attracted to girls that game does not respond on. So this is a great tell to call out the damaged girls, because if it's working, that's a great sign for her being at least generally healthy. Let's see. What else is next? I do love these comics. Oh, damn it. I didn't know I was clicking on an ad. That's dumb. Anyway. Almighty Creator, take this sacrificial virgin as a... Clearly she's not a virgin. All right. Switzerland. I would love to be there now. I bet the weather is beautiful. I wouldn't necessarily want to be out in the middle of nowhere. This is great advice. Now, you guys know that I think the world of Adam Lane Smith and his work. You can say no. I think this is a very important reminder for most human beings, both male and female. Boundaries are actually a good thing. And I think that boundaries, the word boundaries, gets kind of a bad rep sometimes because it sounds a little soft. But the reality is that in war, you have boundaries. In sports, you have boundaries. So boundaries is a healthy thing to keep, and it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Other men say that it's okay to say no. Back to a question. Yes, negging, more often than not, does not work on damaged women. Game does not work on damaged girls. It just doesn't. They don't respond the same way to the common negs, the common, running of your game. So just keep that in mind when you're meeting new girls, when you learn of a damaged past, that they're not going to respond the same to the things that work on other girls. And you can't save them. Unfortunately, you can't go back into their childhood and undo the fact that their uncle or their 20-year-old cousin, molested them for 4 years. Like, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. And this is why I say oftentimes damaged women are damaged not because of anything that they have actually done themselves or deserve. Let's see. What's next? Stephen Story. Okay, guys, I was just telling you about him yesterday and his location-independent lifestyle that he has created. If you follow him, you get to see him living that out in real time. And if that is of interest to you, if you don't have to be in a tropical climate, I would be in the snow in the mountains. That's where my location independence would be. But if having a lifestyle that allows you to travel more and to just not be as dependent on where you are for your success interests you, then definitely check out my interview with Stephen Story. So go to the Bunny interviews and look up Stephen Story, and that will be a win-win for you. Oh man, okay. This is not about attraction, but it all goes into the same, like if your energy is good, your quality of life is better. If your quality of life is better, your sex life is often better. If your sex life is better, your quality of life and your health, like it all plays in all at once. So I adore AJ Cortez. Primary biofeedback markers to pay attention to. Daily energy upon waking and throughout the day. How does your energy ebb and flow? Your sleep quality and quantity. I am rereading Matthew Walker's Why We Sleep right now because it's so fucking good. It's such a good reminder that even though Americans are the world's worst about sacrificing sleep first on top of everything else and not paying any attention to how much sleep we're getting, it is just the most detrimental thing that you can do for your health is to not pay attention to your sleep. Food reaction and digestion, how things settle with you, whether you're developing food allergies, things of that nature. Defecation and regularity, guys, that's not a topic I like to talk about, but it matters. It absolutely matters. Energy before and after eating. how that food is affecting your energy levels. Like if you're getting to a point where you're hangry before you eat, and then finally like balance out afterwards, like things of this nature are things you need to pay attention to. Hair, nail, and skin health. All of this applies to your overall quality of life, and you have better relationships. You have better sex when all of those things are on point. So I'd like to encourage you to pay attention to all of those biofeedback markers. Alpha tells, oh, this is great. If she doesn't look at you like this, it's over for you. This is such a good video. I mean, just look at that intensity. That is awesome. You can tell a lot about a relationship by the way the woman looks at that man when he isn't necessarily paying attention to how she's looking. So this is kind of difficult to gauge for yourself, but if you will look around when you are in groups of couples or just social circle kind of groups, you can tell where the attraction lies by how a woman is looking at someone else. Okay, so this is a terrible spot to pause. That I kind of did her dirty on that one. She kind of looked like she had a lazy eye. But so she coyly looks down. She's focusing on what he says. And then she looks back at him and she holds this gaze. You can tell so much about the way she's looking at you. And this is where like Rivellino's green line stuff comes in. This is where a lot of the alpha tells that you see in our neck of the woods come in, is that if she's looking at you like this, if she's leaning into you, if she's reaching out and touching you, these are all indicators of her interest that kind of give you a lot of the green light to continue to move forward, to continue to push forward, depending on whether you are in a relationship or just in the beginning get to know you stages. Okay, so this is all important stuff to remember. Let's see. She's on camera. Isn't she afraid of how she might appear? No. I mean, she doesn't. I think that one thing is, yes, she probably knows the tricks of how to look at him also in an adoring way. It's a good point. But at the same time, you see evidence of this all the time where it's actors being interviewed and it's a male and a female dynamic. And clearly the woman is like enamored by the actor sitting next to her that she's done this role with. And so even inadvertently, she's giving tells of her interest. She's kind of blushing. She's looking at him, constantly for his feedback on what she's saying, where really she's speaking across here to an interviewer and should be looking here, but she just can't help herself from looking at him. I think that this is a great example of what you see kind of out in the wild of what a girl looks like who is genuinely interested. Girls who are actors can certainly go through the motions of looking like this, knowing that they're on camera, knowing that they're essentially playing a part. But this appears very genuine because you can't kind of hide the intensity in her eyes, and that goes a long way. To me, this face says, I just want to peel these clothes off of you right now. But you're saying that the guy's in a relationship and she's not. I don't pay any attention to pop culture, so I don't know who these people are. But to me, that does not make any difference whatsoever. She doesn't care. It's not her. If this is the case and this is the case here, she doesn't care what is going on with his relationship. It's not her relationship. And if anything, you think that she wouldn't want to be in a relationship with this guy if she could. So why would she that there's a saying in this kind of stuff where if you don't respect your own relationship, I'm not going to respect it. He's not looking at her this way. He does. I'm not seeing anything. If the man in this video is in a relationship, I don't see in this 5-second clip that he's doing anything inappropriate. He's not looking at her that way. She's looking at him that way because she can't help it. All right. Yeah, I don't pay attention to pop culture. It's overrated. Let's see. The new woke times. Oh my. Oh, this is photography tips. I love those. They always make me happy. Blah, blah, blah. I love this account. It's always cool, that Arcolect. Oh my goodness. That looks so good. That makes me so hungry. Last night after our parent like meet the teacher kind of thing at school, my youngest daughter, who is in her junior year of high school, so it's not like a child, she was like, can we go get barbecue? And we ate just platters of meat, and it was so delicious. It was so good. And this actually makes me like want to go back to that barbecue joint like right now. Oh, a woman changing a tire. Is that what we're about to watch? Oh, that's pretty good. Yes, beautiful. Telly Savalas. Oh man, he was the shit when I was a kid, man. My dad loved watching Kojak. Oh yeah, for sure. You can relate to Ryan's tweet? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Spine extensions, always important. House porn. That looks a little boring, but you know, I'd suffer through it. This is pretty funny. Let's talk through this a little bit. So Fort Worth's best friend actually, you know, granted they're in their mid-50s, but when they were young still, when they were in their 20s, like after he got out of university, and he is a firefighter, and so he would have a lot of time off, and in his time off, he had 2 years where he did pretty heavy substitute teaching, and he actually had to stop because it was like, I'm going to get myself in trouble with these girls because they're older. They look older than they are. They're all of illegal age. A lot of times he already knew, just because he lived and worked in the neighborhood, he already knew a bunch of the girls. And so there was a familiarity there. He said, I'm going to get myself in trouble if I keep working here. So, so that was something I think that is interesting. This is where it doesn't surprise me at all that the teacher-student relationships are so prevalent. There are so many hormones going on at that age and stage of life of those years of high school. And, you know, girls are often, you know, very much turned on, not by the guy who's like farting and doing armpit noises and like crushing beer cans on his head, but are the mature, you know, teacher. He's already got his shit together. He's got a career. He's got a house, all of that stuff. And the reverse is true also. The women, you know, these guys that they're teaching are muscled, they're mature, they're already tall, like they're all of these kids, guys I know peak older than women do. You guys really hit your stride in college, but most of the time you look pretty fucking good in high school too. So it's no surprise that teachers oftentimes end up getting into inappropriate situations with students because there's a familiarity there. There's a lot of exposure. You spend a lot of time together, and you're dealing with kind of your ideal on either end of the spectrum, aside from the legality of it all. So having nothing to do with that, let's see. Flirting in the gym, yay or nay? I think gym game is a great thing. Fort Worth and I have talked about this extensively, so you can even look up our podcast on it. We talked extensively whenever we did our Saturday night Ask Us Anything a few weeks ago. Look that up. I've answered this and answered this and answered this. But gym game is a good thing. You just have to play the long game. First, you have to know that you aren't going to, oftentimes, you aren't going to pick up a girl in the gym the very first time you see her. You have to have a plan and a strategy and play the long game. Any stories from when I was in high school? I had a teacher who, of course, I graduated in 1996. So, things were a little bit more easygoing when I was in school. So I had a high school boyfriend, but then my high school boyfriend would actually like drop me off after, hanging out or doing whatever we did. And there was this teacher who, he was a coach, of course, like they all were, right? And he would like pick me up every once in a while, not like anything scheduled or planned, but if he was like happened to be driving by, he would pick me up and we'd just go driving around. And like nothing ever happened. And that's not like me being slut defense, like literally, but I talked to this man like every day. I'd go in his classroom every single morning before school. Even the years that I didn't have him as a teacher, I would go to his class and we would chat. And there was nothing special about him. He was the coach of my boyfriend's baseball team, and I was like the baseball manager. So then I kept stats and we spent tons of time together in that way. But literally it was like, I had this like fantasy and this crush on this man. And I think he probably had a crush on me too. But but nothing about it seemed inappropriate. I guess because we didn't like take it to an inappropriate level, but still, definitely we all have those stories, I would say. Oh man. Why, Linda Carter? Why are you wearing that hideous hat? God, Linda Carter can even look good in a stupid railroad hat. That's pretty good. Oh, that's funny. That's got to be Wisconsin. Wisconsin cheese. I love it. That's hilarious. Let's see. Pure savagery in the replies. Good to see men waking up and protecting themselves. Oh, okay. Female gets caught cheating, and this was her reaction. Let's watch this. I haven't seen it.
Give me the recording. Give it to me now. Give me the recording. Give it to me. Give it to me.
What
now.
recording?
You're making a recording right now of me. Making a recording right now of me. Me. Give me the recording, John! Give me the fucking recording! Why?
I don't think so.
Why? No, give me the recording! Give it to me now! Give me the recording! Give it to me! Give it to me!
What
now.
recording?
You're making a recording right now of me!
Yes,
give
I
it
am.
to me!
I'm just letting you know I'm recording.
Give it to me right now! No, give it to me!
So this can be proven in court.
No. No.
Get out of my
No,
throat.
I won't. I won't.
Terry.
No. No, Dad, please don't. Please. No,
They're coming over. She's right there.
no. No, Dad, please. No, you're killing me.
What do you want me to do? I don't understand. I'm not doing anything wrong.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No. 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 No.
Oh my. The sound was rough, but my gosh. Well, what's fun, I mean, it's guys say funny things when they record things like this. Like he's like, so I can prove in court that she throws a fit. Like, I don't know what that was supposed to prove in court, but since it wasn't actually of her actively fucking another human being. But this is a good point as to just how insane women will act whenever they get caught. She doesn't feel bad about what she did, or she wouldn't have done it. However, she's very upset that she got caught. And that's just human nature. I mean, I've seen men who don't react like that, but they get angry not because they did something, but because they got caught doing something. So, whew, after menopause, a woman will be happy alone. Before that, her identity and happiness is directly in relation to the man she's fucking. Absolutely. Shelly, she used to jump in on my stuff a lot more. I don't know if we still follow each other. Weak people feel they need a relationship to feel complete and happy. Strong people may want a relationship, and being in a good relationship is wonderful, but they are also happy being alone. No, that's rare. That's rare, especially for a female. Females who say that are saying, hey guys, I'm available to date. And then they completely forgot that they ever posted this. So if anybody wants to date Shelly, jump into her DMs because she's signaling. God bless. That's what that is. When you see that on social media, they're letting you know that she's available. Let's see. When a good masculine man puts pressure on a weak woman, she'll run to a weak man for validation. I think that the key word here, or the key here, is the pressure part. I think that that's probably where this spins off a bit. If it's pressure and she's weak in this case, which women are weak, the weaker sex, period. That's all there is to that. Maybe he's saying that she will go to a weak man mainly because she can control him a little bit better. She knows that if a strong man is putting pressure on her, that she's not going to be able to control him, which is beneficial for everyone. But I would say that if a good masculine man is leading a weak woman, she will not run to a weak man because she will be repulsed by weak men. I think that this tweet is a little bit off. And maybe it's just in the way that I'm women exploit good guys and get exploited by bad guys. Be a bad guy. That's pretty good. So I think that there's a lot going on in this tweet, and I think mainly it's just the wording. I don't think that his intended purpose is incorrect. But I think the good masculine man is kind of a little bit counterintuitive. All right, you sexy, sexy things. If you have ever or may ever deal with a breakup, I would love for you to have a copy of my breakup recovery guide for men on hand. Or maybe you have a buddy or a son who is kind of that age and stage in life, and whenever they go through breakups, they kind of like go through all the emotions instead of kind of having a little bit of rationality about it. If you go to myplayboysbunny.com/breakup, you will find this guide. And I think it is absolutely a great purchase. And it's not that you may need it right now, but you may need it someday. And when you need it, you want to have it. So I would like to invite you to check that book out. And I would appreciate it too, because, this is my passion. It's what I do. It's what I love. And I want you guys to win at everything that you do. And the quicker that you can get over breakups, the better off you are in your own personal quality of life. Now, I want to answer one question before. So, when we were talking about the teacher-student relationships earlier, Balancer at 182 asked about the coach story of mine, and if the coach would have made a move, if I would have probably gone along with it. And I would say yes, I probably would have. I had a boyfriend, but at the same time, there's always that hypergamy at play with women. And in that kind of situation, the coach was a higher value man. If he would have made a move, yes, I probably would have gone along with it and owned it. So not to mention the fact that literally that high school guy is the only man even close to my age that I've ever dated or married. So I've always had a thing for older men. It's just my type. So yes, I probably would have. I think that he saved both of us a lot of trouble and heartache by having the self-control and the discipline not to make a move whenever I was 16, 17, 18 years old and completely enamored by him. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Please pick up my breakup recovery guide for yourself, for your son, for a buddy. It's a great guide to have on hand, and it will help you if it's ever something that you deal with. And it may just help you, even if you're in a relationship, kind of get through the tough spots a little bit as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow in 23 and a half hours, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great day. Oh, go lift heavy stuff. Go have sex and be productive. I can't believe I almost forgot it. Bye.